Hey guys, it's me, Miss Norris, and today I'd like to share a fun read aloud with you of the story Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. The story Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon was written in 2001 by Patty Lovell and was illustrated by James Catrow, and it tells the story of Molly Lou Melon. Molly Lou Melon is a very small first grader, and she has a lot of quirks, but she listens to the advice of her grandmother and lives a pretty good life. If you're ready to hear the story, I'm ready to share it with you. Here we go. Stand tall, Molly Lou Melon. You can see Molly Lou Melon is very small. Molly Lou Melon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can and the world will look up to you." So, even though she's small, just barely taller than the dog, she listens to her grandmother and walks tall. So she did. You can see she walks to the beat of her own drummer and is coming down the banister with one hand. Molly Lou Melon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big and the world will smile right alongside you." So she has teeth that stick out, and they stick out so far that she could put a penny on top of them. But her grandma says, "Just smile and the world will smile with you." So she did. Take a look at that cheese. Big smile. And I hope the world is, I'm already smiling with her. Molly Lou Melon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy." So her voice sounds like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. I'm trying to imagine that, are you? But her grandma said, "Just sing, sing loud and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy." So she did. She's singing out loud, and it looks like she has an audience of creatures. I don't know if they're crying with joy, though. They might be crying, I can't tell. Molly Lou Melon was often fumble-fingered. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you too." Fumble-fingered means that she's a little bit clumsy and drops things. In my house, we always called that butterfingers, that your fingers felt like you were dropped things because they were slippery with butter. But her grandma said, just believe in yourself. So she did. She believed in herself, and all these friends are looking up at her as she rides a unicycle across a tight wire while juggling a very fragile tea set. Did you believe she could do that? She did. Ooh. Then Molly Lou Melon moved to a new town. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all of her friends. You can see her house is for sale, and she has to say goodbye to everybody. It's kind of sad. And start in a new school. So she's getting ready to get on the bus, and all the kids are looking at her. Not meanly or nicely. They're just checking out the new person. On the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo. in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Melon caught the football, ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin, and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, "Wow, she's good." And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. So Ronald Durkin called Molly Lou Melon some names, but because she was small, she ran under his legs and scored a touchdown. And all the other kids said, "Whoa!" And Ronald felt a little bad. On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky Tooth Beaver. Molly Lou Melon took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. So Ronald called her names. She did a cool trick, and all the other kids said, "Wow!" On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck, honk honk." Molly Lou Melon sang out a quack so clear and strong that it made Donald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon. And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. So he said she sounded like a duck. She quacked at him and it scared him, and he fell and had to go to the nurse. But everyone else that was outside felt really happy because it sounds like Ronald Durkin picks on a lot of kids. On the fourth day of school, Ronald Durkin said she'd made the snowflake all wrong. But Molly Lou Melon opened up her paper and revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. And all the children oohed and awed, even Ronald. So she's cutting, and Ronald's like, "What? What is this? This is crazy. You're doing it wrong." But when she opened it, everyone, even Ronald, said, "Ooh, ah, that's a fancy snowflake." On the fifth day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Melon a stacking penny for her tooth and smiled at her. So Ronald Durkin is maybe finding out that Molly Lou Melon doesn't care if he picks on her, so he might as well join her, and he gives her a penny to stack on her tooth and smiles. That night, Molly Lou Melon took out a pencil and paper and wrote a letter to her grandma. "Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Melon." The end. So there's a picture of Grandma getting Molly Lou Melon's letter. And she's very happy to hear that her granddaughter listened and that everything was working out right. The end. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the story Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon, please hit that thumbs up button at the bottom of the page. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. If you're not a subscriber yet, please click that subscribe button down at the bottom of the page. And don't forget to click the bell so that you're notified when there's new content. I hope to see you all again real soon. And remember, stand tall like Molly Lou Melon. Bye-bye.